Welcome to Mystic Moons. So I'm here to do an aware and beware. I'm going to use these cards, I suppose. I have something I want to use over here. It's really cute. He's all happy. Little legs. So I'm going to actually use these for this reading. For the aware and beware. And get them all out. It's like confetti, right? Almost like a piñata, but not quite. Did I get everything out of there? No, I didn't. Not that it doesn't matter. I have some things in here that I think are similar enough. But we haven't done an aware or beware in a while, right? Let me get these out. Just give me a moment to get everything all out. All right. Still kind of thinking about these. I want to add more words to it, but I kind of also want to do it in the right manner. Now, hello, Forrest. Aloha. It is, I think it's 3 a.m. in New York. I'm in New York State. I have to get up early enough, but I still want to do an aware and beware. So even though it's late for me, I wanted to start pulling on some messages because these are fun. So these readings, I see them as being for anyone at any time. Unlike the other readings that are done by Zodiac Collective, or maybe the ones that I do moon messages that are purely by your moon. This is for anyone at any time. I do invite you as well, if you feel called to, check out the other aware and beware messages that are on the channel, the previous ones, and just, I don't know, like open it up if you feel called to and just click anywhere on the timeline. So just like these are intuitive messages that I'm pulling out, I also invite you to explore your own intuition and skip around and see what calls you. Yes, I'm a little bit of a night bird. I like being up. Well, I like staying up late at night. And then I like also seeing dawn. Like in an ideal world, I think ideally I would like to go and have my sleeping time being in the afternoons, like maybe 2 o'clock in the afternoon to maybe 5 p.m. if I could spend that time sleeping. Because I do like the evenings too, the sunsets. But midday, I'm not really crazy about midday. But I can't find a schedule yet to go work with me on that. So I'm just up all the time. All right. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. They go all over the place. I actually have ones that I've been working on as well that are even more paper slip. These are actually done on Post-its. I think they're funny, aren't they? Little incognito ones. This one says doesn't care. So anyway, we're going to be working with the bigger versions. Okay. Let's see. For our first message, I'm actually going to use my kitty cat card for that. So I have enough space, I think, for that. First message. I have the Lovers. Interesting, considering that we just wrapped up Valentine's Day, didn't we, a few days ago? Let's find out more about the Lovers. Actually going to pull a few cards from these. So I have eager. Someone is eager. Someone is early. And someone is weak. Are they weak in love? Well, love is definitely the theme of this reading that I have here with the Lovers. Eager, early, and weak. Let's see, eager. Eager gets 4 of Swords, Chariot, and 3 of Swords. Someone's willing or eager to move past. I don't get on with things. They've taken too long. They want to move past. Is it quite rebound energy? I don't know. What is this week in love? But somebody's definitely ready to move onward towards their next love connection. That's something that you should be aware of. For weak, let's see. Weak, I have complete stranger. Can you see that? I have more of these paper things that are falling off on the edge. It's actually reminding me, when they talk about those omelets and the not that I've ever made omelets, I'm a vegan, but I have seen the videos and I've seen them made up in movies and TV series and cartoons of omelets. This reminds me of an omelet. Maybe it's not quite an omelet, but his omelet feelings to me, if I ever ate one. Let's see, weak. Weak, I have regularly. So complete strangers, regularly. Stolen. Let's go and get another one. Regularly and frequently. See, I'll pull a few more cards on this as well. What is this love connection of somebody who's eager to move past? I don't know, past pain. They're ready to get moving. They were in hibernation, nursing a broken heart, now no longer. Could be early for them to come out, but weak. Complete stranger, stolen regularly. What is stolen? Two of Swords. Ace of Cups. Knight of Cups. I don't know if that star has anything to do. But for stolen, I have Two of Swords, Ace of Cups, and Knight of Cups. It almost feels like someone could be having a hard time making a decision, especially with stolen and Two of Swords, seesawing between one option or another, or a greater option or another, or perhaps feelings of responsibility and love. Maybe also too the feelings of opening up and being transparent and keeping those, keeping your shell on and not opening up and protecting yourself. And that's what they're weak in. So for some of you, we'll see what other messages come out. Sometimes things all have the same theme. But the first message is definitely there's a love connection on the way. This person has been in hibernation long enough. They've been nursing their wounds. Strong Libra energy, Two of Swords, Three of Swords, Four of Swords energy. This person, it seems like it's a little early for them to open up in love, or at least open up in love to you. But they're going to anyway. They're a little weak in how they love, though. Keep that in mind. Whether they're still, well, regardless of what it is that's holding them back, they're not going to be fully 100% all in. They're going to vacillate 50-50. Sort of in, sort of out, and a vacillation of that, which that's kind of annoying, right? We'll take that as something to be aware of. Not necessarily beware, but to be aware of. All right. Let's go and get another message. I have the Chariot. So I don't know with the Chariot if this Five of Pentacles, bottom of the deck energy bears any importance here. Both of it is Taurus energy, though I will call that out. We'll see what this is. We'll also say, too, with Hierophant and Five of Pentacles energy, it's like challenges with the way things should be. There's been challenges with the way things could either be with life in total, society. What you need to do to go and keep the rent paid, the job happy, and then also too, what sort of life are you living after all that, your work, your home, the life you lead in the the life you lead to go and pay for your so-called off time. What kind of life are you left with after that? Could be a little bit of dissatisfaction in this energy, right? What do they say? There are jobs that you live, or sometimes you can live to work. Or are you working to live, right? Now, of course, I'm not advocating, don't think I am, the vagabond, the conscious vagabond lifestyle, because I've seen that. I've seen people do that, and that's sad. Like, don't live out your van and wash like once a month and try and dread your hair and escape your worries through drugs and alcohol. That's not the way either. But with that Hierophant and Five of Pentacles energy, there's a dissatisfaction. But we have Chariot here. We have movement. Let's go and find out more about that movement. I'm actually going to draw 2 tarot cards. We'll draw some moon cards, and then we'll take from this omelet confetti that I have over here. So the Chariot gets 9 of Wands. The Moon. I'm getting a very strong theme overall. I will say I just finished wrapping up. How many readings did I do? I did a bunch of them today. A bunch of collective readings. And a lot of them had the theme of movement. A lot of them had Eight of Cups theme as well. The need to move on for yourself. Also relevant, the fact that we just entered in Pisces season. 8 of Cups is Pisces energy. Moon is also Pisces energy. Moon, I always feel, is a combination of Pisces and Cancer. And of course, Chariot is Cancer. I have Sagittarius. I have Page of Cups. Page of Cups feels to me neutral. Has always felt neutral to me. Maybe one day Page of Cups will get like a sign that it feels like, but right now it's neutral to me. So, message number 2. Let's find out more about that moon, actually. I see movement coming, but it's almost like forced movement. With 8 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups. It's a forced movement from away from what you know. That's why we should look at the moon. Perhaps some unfairness there in the movement that you have to do away from what you've known. But it's still a good movement, a good move to get forward, because where you are, where you have been, it hasn't been serving you that well with 9 of Wands energy. Let's find out about the moon. Actually, the moon, let's go and pull from these. Let's see. So I have creative. Can you see that? I have creative. International. Dumb. Oh, what is dumb? And stringy hair. Okay, description. Somebody has stringy hair. I wonder if that's something literal, or people literally have stringy hair. Okay. Is it ringing bells for anyone? I try not to examine people that much to see if their hair is stringy or not. You know what I should put though? It reminds me. I have stringy hair here. I should put in frizzy hair. I should also include that. I should include frizzy hair and maybe bushy hair. I am of the, my hair gets frizzy. That's also why I was curious. This reminds me I should put that in there. I'm going to write that down right now. I'm trying to put a wide range of descriptions in here of everything. Hello. Oh, hello, Chaley. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. What have you been up to? How have you been? How's your and you're a Pisces, aren't you? It's birthday season, right? You're a Pisces. Well, that's good. Is it birthday season for you? Happy birthday. Happy early birthday or late birthday or whatever it may be. Happy birthday. Try and keep your head. I same, Chaley. Try and keep my head up too. I almost wanted to go straight to March readings, but just to go and try. Oh, it's like February has been intense. I actually am in the process of moving, and I hurt my hand a little bit. Been doing a bunch of things, but things are like, interesting in some ways. Lots of things to be done, not enough time in the day, stuff like that. The 16th of March. So you're a March Pisces. Well, I have big love for all the Pisces collective. Much, much love. I know. And I feel like the people are getting nuts too. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting the more and more you reach almost like breaking points, like touch points of, you're building, and then you're at a crucial cross point. And then it's a whole bunch of people, lower energy people can sense that. And it's almost like they want to go and like blow up like little grenades or something. Oh, interesting, Chaley. Yeah. I mean, it just is like, I think, well, what's so interesting though, Chaley, on the same subject, they finally have started to talk about people and measuring alpha waves. And I think that's interesting because they're starting to literally open up the conversation for people that are of lower vibration and people that are of higher vibration. Especially in this whole, what do they call it? Social, not a social contract. There's some sort of word in which they term like putting price tags on people or like the value of people. So social capitalism, I think it's called. My mind is a little slow because it's like 3 a.m. where I am. But oh, I'm glad you enjoy them. Yeah, it's actually the whole idea of like putting price tags on people came from Peter Thiel, and I think it's called like social investment or social capital. But basically, it's the whole idea. Like they've been trying to do this for a while, right? Like you invest in like the high level, like PowerPoint talk is that if you invest in a community, if you invest in the people, then you'll see the returns much greater than if you invested on a wider scale. But investing on an individual level, you'll be able to go and make significant improvements. Yes, yes, yes. And I think that they're bringing that in now because in the news I've been hearing them talking about how people, they've been measuring some people, they've been talking about the people that have alpha waves. And I think even for them to start bridging that whole conversation of people that are working on alpha waves, delta waves, epsilon waves, but high frequency. Yes, they've been starting to do that. And 1 second, I need to pull this back. One moment, I need to plug in my phone. I wonder if I can get it. Let's see. Oh, I agree. I think they're like, putting a whole bunch of things up there that are all about the mark and everything like that. Let's see. I guess that's good enough. But yeah, they've been starting to talk about the categorization of people by their energy waves, their energy vibration. And I can only think as well with encouraging on one level everybody to be so lower vibrational. But at the same time, they're looking for people that are of, or at least strive, right, to be a higher vibration. It is, especially when you consider just how again, when it feels like when you're just about to undergo a change. I mean, you can even see that too when you could either be moving or switching jobs or even graduating, right? How people act differently because they're like, oh, now the situation's over. It's like the people that accept that sort of celebrate another person's achievement with grace, and those that are there like, oh, I need to go and, I don't know, they act funny, right? They act weird. It's like all of a sudden they get the lower level creatures that are there just eating away or inhabiting them, something like that. Something weird. But I'm glad, Shaylee, that you enjoy the Pisces readings. Yes, Pisces has some wild energy overall in their collective energy. Some signs are just wild changes going on, like very high points. Well, what can I say? It's like, again, reaching a breakthrough or a crescendo of the current situation and, the push and pull. I'm glad to hear it. Thank you, Shaylee. Very, very glad to hear that. So I'm going to continue with the This one message about the chariot. And just that I see that movement is coming for some people. Let me see if I can push that up a little higher. Maybe I can't, maybe I can. I put my battery in there for my phone. So I think my little stand won't support it all. Let's see. I don't think I can quite do it. Probably just take the plug out. Since my battery power's at 5 p.m. I'll use a cup. That's a good idea. I'm going to go and get a cup. I have a cup somewhere. Be back in a second. And a mug, a jar, but that's too small. Let's see. Let's see. That's too small too. Finding the right cup is a little hard. Let's see what else I can find. I have a teapot. Let's see, does this teapot work? Teapot works. All right, one moment. Let's see. If I feed this in my teapot. I need to put something under here. Let's see. Scrunch that in there. So teapot works. Oddly enough, teapot works. Let's see. Yeah, normally I was using, I think, tape. Tape was what I was using. So, well, I guess it doesn't matter that much. It's kind of perfect. Let's see. So, another message. All right. Meanwhile, my cat cushion, my cat has gone down on the floor on the rug. Still seems a little high. Let me take this and see if I can prop it up a little higher. Okay. Is that working? Yes, this is a little chibi there. That's who I have. And I have little Kochi. Kochi's also all tied up. Okay. Let's see. So these little pieces of paper I've been playing around with for a couple of weeks now. And they're almost like the sort of cards that I want to use for the moon messages, but they're just a little bit more descriptive words. I've actually been trying to think of words like words around magic, words around business, words around descriptions of people, words around timing. Oh, you do? You know, that's the greatest thing about these cats is that except for one of them, this one, he's the only one that doesn't go after. He's pretty gentle overall. Chi. He doesn't really catch anything. But all my other cats go after creatures. They go after mice. Definitely is helpful. They definitely will go and get rid of things. You know, you could do too with mice. If you could just take a little bit of the kitty litter or something like that. You don't need a lot. Like even I would say like a little handful or something like that, and you could just sprinkle it around. Oh, wait. You know what works with mice? You know what really, really works with mice really well, Chili? And mice will not come back? Do you have hot cayenne pepper? Cayenne pepper. Buy like the cheapest cayenne pepper you can from the grocery store and then dump it on all the places where you know there are openings that they have to run over it and they won't cross it. Yeah, and the whole thing is with the cayenne pepper, because the mice get, you know, they get cocky. They have confidence like, oh, haha, I can go and run here and you can't do anything about it. So when you put the cayenne pepper out, the mice will run straight into the cayenne pepper, and you can hear them when they first do that. You can hear them like they do squeaks of indignancy. Like they squeak in horror. They're like squeak, squeak. They're like, oh my God. Because they run into the hot chili pepper or the cayenne pepper. And, you know, obviously, I guess their noses burn, their eyes burn or whatever. So they're like, they suffer and they don't go back anymore. But just put a lot of cayenne pepper right around the openings. And buy the cheapest stuff you can, just dump it behind the, you know, the areas. And that will stop them too. I know when you have so many, well, nothing is I think more disgusting, seriously, than rodents once they feel like once they disregard you, because then they're walking all over you and they're running right in front of you and they're like, oh, so what if you see me? You know, I'm a rodent. You're not going to do anything. I had this cat. What, Coachy? I think I have to switch my cats one moment. Let me go and let Coachy out. Okay, let's let Coachy out. Go in the cupboard. I know they have such ego and little mouse balls. Nothing is more in your face and more, I feel, rude than a mouse that disregards you. There was a house that I lived in that had flying squirrels and Norwegian rats. Norwegian rats are huge too. They're about 6 to 8 inches big. And then their tails are pretty long too. And basically they're the length of my whole forearm, like from the tip of my fingers to the joint of my elbow. That's how long those Norwegian rats are. And Norwegian rats, they can squeeze into any opening the size of a dime. Coachy, quiet. Quiet. They can squeeze into any opening the size of a dime. And apparently the Norwegian rats were getting in because in the house they had Coachy. They were Kwee-Kwee-chan. Come on, Kwee-Kwee-chan, don't do this to me. I'm getting a little cat's acting out. No. Where with you, Kwee-Kwee-chan? It's like cat dynamics. Anyway, there were a whole bunch of rats, Norwegian rats and flying squirrels. And apparently too with rodents, once they urinate in your house, it's like a little marker for all the other rodents to know that your place is fun. So therefore But typically, if a place has been infested by rodents, unless you actually go and dig up the insulation, you know, take the actual insulation out, any place where there's mouse pee and mouse poo, then it'll be calling rodents and saying, you know, come in and yes. Yes. And the place that I was in too with the Norwegian rats, it was funny because at that point I only had 2 cats. I had my Siamese and then I had this Maine Coon mix. And my Siamese girl, my oldest girl, she kind of was on the case a little bit, but she literally clocked out when it was time to go to sleep. She was like, you know, I'm done. I'm not paying attention. And the rats for the longest time and the flying squirrels, they were having this huge fiesta because, you know, my Siamese only was dealing with them on like a 9 to 5 basis, like basically during the daytime, but that was it. And And I wasn't allowing the Maine Coon to have full reign of the house, but then the moment I did, he sent those flying squirrels and Norwegian rats into such a panic that just with a bat of his paw, he was giving them heart attacks. Yeah, I don't think you want to like spray bomb them, because when you do that, well, first of all, you know that they would be taking in the poison and stuff like that that could go and affect other creatures, and it typically would affect either birds or it could affect other cats, raccoons, things like that. I think the best way to go and solve it, if you don't have a cat or a terrier mix, would be do the cayenne. Definitely try the cayenne. But seriously, nothing does beat. I would even put an ad looking for people who are locally who had a mouser, and you could just borrow the mouser. Because as I said, with that Maine Coon cat that I had, he literally just batted those mice and those flying squirrels and those Norwegian rats, and they all got heart attacks. I mean, I could be chasing the creatures all around the house with a broom and they wouldn't care, but just one bat from the cat, it was like the energy. They got the energy wave that they knew, oh my God, this is a predator. Yes. Well, I would put up an ad asking someone for like a master rodent, you know, a master rat or a rodent hunter. Because, you know, all it just takes two is for one or two of them to be caught, and then the word spreads. But of course, there's still dumb rodents. I mean, I have 4 cats, and I still have rodents that try and come into this particular room, which is like the den of the place. And there isn't even any food here either. I don't even, well, sometimes I feed the cats in here, but not typically. So, yeah, there's that. But I sympathize with you, Chaley. Nothing sucks more than rodents. Especially the way they're so full of it. They just saunter right in front of you. All right. Let's see. Another message. You should despise them. They're rodents. You know, they have the whole outdoors to go frolicking in. What do they have to frolic in your house for? A Queen of Wands and Emperor, strong Aries energy with both. And I'm going to pull from this omelet of paper. And let's see. I have someone who says, perfect figure. Forgotten. Past life relationship. An executive. Let's see. I have months, honor, and fate. Well, I have a key relationship coming up for some people. Person has big Aries energy. Person is an entrepreneur. If they're not Aries energy, they're a leader in their own right. Doesn't really matter whether they're male or female in this energy. They're definitely a powerhouse in some way, at least in their ideas and their vision. Month's honor and fate. Well, I do have past life relationship here as well with fate. So in months, this is someone who you could be meeting soon enough. I would say with perfect figure, that also refers to how they carry themselves, especially with Emperor and Queen of Wands. Both of those energies to me always feel very eye-catching and imposing in some way. Kochi. Ah, he has an Aries moon. So I have months here for him to come back. Definitely a past life relationship. Let's see what else we got. I have neighborhood and angel numbers. Interesting, Chaley. I know a little bit of how that feels. Of course, so far the people that I've had most that I've met from past life relationships, I kind of feel like now meeting them again, I don't know, I'm into meeting new people. It's like, no more. I know. It's like, I feel like with everybody that I've met, who I feel like I've had a past life relationship with, I wouldn't even want to be two weeds growing on the same city block with them. Like, never again, I hope to meet you. Never again. That's the one thing I ask for. I think that's what makes it hard, right? And I think that's also one of the things about water sign energies as well. You know, once you're attached, you're attached. Once you start caring, you love. Once that affection has been open in some way, once the care has been open in some way, you're attached. I think that's what makes it very, very hard. So I have angel numbers and neighborhood. What kind of numbers have you been getting, Shaylee? And I have possessed and possession and cord cut. Possession, cord cut. Empathetic. And abusive. Someone taking 444, 222, 7s and 8s and 5s. I've been getting a lot. Well, I have on here, although I didn't add it, I think maybe in the title or something, but the Mystic Moon's 111. I set this up January 11th last year. And I started it because I was seeing a lot of angel numbers. And I've still been seeing so many angel numbers, mostly 111 and 1111. Then 3s, 4s, 5s. Lately I've been seeing the 1s, the 2s, and the 5s. I'm even starting to get my bills in angel numbers, which sucks. I'm like, seriously? Even my bills in angel numbers? That isn't fair. I know. I rented a U-Haul and my U-Haul came back all 2s. And then some other bills came out in angel numbers too. I would almost think that some system was just rounding it off just to make the receipt look cute. Really? Wow, that's crazy. What's Jaylee, what's his life path number? Do you know? And may I ask what's yours? It's interesting too because 5 is one of the numbers of transformation. 7 is also a number of transformation. In fact, this I call them portals. This portal that I made this one, that smaller one. When I made them up, I made them with the number of the floral design of 5. Because I decided, well, if there's already so much fluctuation and chaos and change, why not go and harness that for the actual portals, as they're being seasoned and used. So I have these with the energy of 5. Oh, very interesting, Chaylee. I'm also a life path 7. But I do think that 5 and 7s, they are what they are in the energy, but when you start necessarily going to be one of the smooth energies or the fun energies, you just work with the fact that at least we have the transformation that are at least we have transformation, right? We have change. We can go and harness it. Things will be the same. Things won't be boring. They're opposites, but they, I think, are not easy numbers. And in that fact, I think they're the same. They're not smooth numbers. They're not harmonious numbers. But then again, when you think about it, maybe harmony in the typical sense is overrated. You're your own best critic, right? Funny. I kind of forget now what my placements are. I look at them every so often and then I sort of like dart away from it. I think I have something with either Saturn opposing either my sun or my moon, which supposedly they say makes it hard for people to approach me. But I'm by myself so often I don't really notice. But the Lilith opposite my ascendant, that one I think is still the strongest one that I notice the most. Kochi. I love astrology too. I think it's beautiful. I like astrology, and I like the way it can be timed into or turned into things like, our timing, like the planetary hours. I love it with also too when we think about our diet. We think about scents. We think about plants. The cadence of our life and how we live around it. Yeah, that's a difficult placement, I think, isn't it? I mean, I guess like Lilith's placements all over could be difficult. But I think the Lilith, I have a whole bunch of soft Lilith placements. Like I have Lilith trining my Venus. I have Lilith trining my Uranus. I have Lilith trining my Pluto. But I do think that probably is my only harsh Lilith placement is the one with the ascendant, but it's also in a close, like very close, in a close orb. Well, Chili, it was wonderful speaking to you. I think I'm actually going to go and head off as it's a little late. It's 4:00. 4 a.m. I will catch you later, Chili. So I got to go to sleep and start my day somewhat early today. Yeah, same here, Chaylee. Well, we must talk more about Lilith. I did start doing readings on Lilith, but I feel like that wasn't quite the direction to go in when I was doing them by astrological sign. It's interesting too, Chaylee. Have you heard about the children of Lilith? I was asking one woman who last year somewhere else, she was talking about the various types of so-called mythological creatures. And for some reason, she thought that when I was referring to children of Lilith, she thought I was referring to streetwalkers or something because of Lilith and her sexuality and so forth. But so the children of Lilith is something entirely different. In the Middle East, they call a child of Lilith basically looking like the stereotypical Pan character. They're the children that Lilith had out in the desert with the king of the jinn. Trying to go and find that devil card. And there are actual regional spirits, regional intelligences, regional beings right in every area. But in the deserts of the Middle East, because Lilith was cast out into the desert, she was found and then cared for, and then she married, although these are bird legs. Yeah, she married one of the 7 jinn kings. Like there are 7 jinn kings to go and match each of the 7 days. I forget what they're called. You can go and look them up. But yes, a child of Lilith is essentially what they call, what the people, the Semitic peoples of the desert, they call the beings that are out there. And they say that they are basically hooven, they're beings with hooves. And they almost have appearances like this, but they have almost like the way that they talk to about the who is that queen? Was it Bathsheba? I'm not really sure, right? It's like 4 a.m. in the morning. But you know how they said that there was that famous beauty also in the Middle East, and she was, I don't think it was Cleopatra, it was some other one, but they said that she had, that some person, she visited someone and they had a highly polished, that she had cloven feet, cloven hooves. Just something to go and explore as well. But there are the children of Lilith. Not much is said on it. I don't know, it's interesting. Oh, gee, rough. That's horrible. Have you trying to think, you could have like black salt, create your own black salt. Also think about your own types of protection energies. I think too, what is it? Maybe we're coming up to the full moon too, aren't we? Or the new moon? I think the new moon's coming up. Yeah. Especially if for it to be that violent. I don't know, they got some weird things around. That's all I can say too right now. People's energies, a good portion of people are flipped. And it's like if they can tell that you're not of their same ilk or their same class, it's like they go extra hard to try and break you. Or like bring you into their negative misma, something like that, something unholy and not nice. A good portion of people. I'm sure it did, Shaylee. Give you hugs. Yeah, it's creepy. Definitely go and think about some way of cleansing yourself and maybe too centering your thoughts as much as possible. Especially too, what's odd is a good portion of like negative spirits, they just like to feed off of you, right? They just like go and get you into a lower vibrational state and then sort of suck off you like ice cream, opposed to actually physically getting your attention like that. Okay, Chaley, I'm going to go and head off to sleep. But I'll speak to you later. Come and say hi next time. Have a good day. Oh, that reminds me, Chaley, there's this brand that I saw, this jewelry brand called Mola. And they're this Argentinian brand, and they have these rings which they take unpolished pieces of gems and they fashion it into rings. One of my rings is of that, but I still badly, I think that, I mean, that's something I would like to go and make up as well. But black tourmaline, that, I don't know. We just need more protection jewelry, definitely. Yes, Mola, exactly. Check them out. Okay, good night. Bye bye. Have a good night, Chaley. Bye.